Hey, folks, we're back. I'm sorry for some of the things in the first segment. I was telling Josh, Jimmy Carter and Cyrus Vance. I should remember Cyrus Vance till my death from hearing my dad talk about Cyrus Vance. So anyhow, let me just. So I apologize with that. I was like, wow, trying to get rolling here. Long week. Friday, Sycamore Crossing. That's right, tomorrow. So let's tell people how they can get in touch with the show. There you go. There's all the ways you can get in touch with us. Friday we'll be at Sycamore Crossing. I always love that show. We have our Ask the Doc with Dr. William Whaley. We have the Pet of the Week from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge. We have the All-Star Political Panel and North Georgia Senior Living with Jesse Barton, the Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall. Now let's get back here. I want to go this area, and I want to get something set up because I was running late this morning. I didn't get a chance to set it up. Yesterday on social media, and I am asking, okay, and we are not there yet. And I made some calls off the record, phone calls to several law enforcement and asked some questions. The Nicholas Dixon, and if you have that ready, you can go ahead and put it up. Nicholas Dixon, this young man, and he was killed on last week. Forget the actual day. He was killed last week. Deputy in Hall County, Georgia, if you're watching nationally there, in a return fire shootout while chasing a stolen car. This is a very long story, but I think today, Josh, I'm not for sure, but I think his funeral's today, all right? And I am asking, all right, for their legal status. Put the four up that are allegedly, we got to say that in this country, right? So there are the four, and what's his name there? Garcia Soalis, or whatever his name is. He is actually the one, I don't know if he's out of the hospital, but he is the one that actually, the trigger man, the gunman there, the guy who pulled the trigger that allegedly pulled the trigger that shot and killed the deputy. Let me get past all that fumbling. The point is I want to know their legal status, okay? And it's not a joking matter. I've been called a racist on social media. I've been called everything, how racial. I know a lot of really great Americans. I can't stand the African American. I know some really great Americans, the Hispanics, dear friends. I am not racially profiling. Might look like it, might sound like it. I'm trying to highlight Gainesville, Georgia, and what is talked about. And here is it, if we don't get, okay, and I'm going to tell you whether these four guys, and this is an example, all right, whether these four guys guilty, legal, illegal, mommy and daddy, or are illegal and they came into the country with mommy and daddy. I'm not being a smartass. These may be, in the Democrats' eyes, dreamers. I swear to God, they're 17 years old. All four of those Hispanic young men are 17. Why they could be dreamers, I don't know. That's what you call them if you're Barack Hussein Obama. But I'm going to tell you, Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, although the media has not exposed it and they don't talk about it, and they like to act like, we don't have problems in some areas. But you got elected because there's people in Dalton, Georgia. We're going to stay home here in Georgia right now, okay? Because this is all over the United States. Allentown, Pennsylvania. Dalton, Georgia. Okay? Gainesville, Georgia. Gang violence. Gangs running the street. People in fear of gangs in these cities that you don't think of. They want something done. And they're tired of it being ignored. Now, this is not going after law enforcement, because law enforcement, the guy that is the shooter, alleged shooter, just got out of jail 5 days prior to that. For what? Not having a driver's license, obstructing an officer, driving under the influence. I mean, he was in jail 5 days before shooting Deputy Dixon on all these charges, and he's back out on the street. Our system has collapsed. Now, I have asked, are these 4 men legal? That's all I want to know. I was taken to task yesterday on social media. Somebody yelled at me and said, hey, they're legal or the magistrate would not have set bail. Now, I don't know. I haven't looked into they had bail set. So I spoke to somebody that knows what they're talking about. We'll leave it there. And I said, is it possible an illegal goes before a magistrate and they set bail even though they're illegal? Oh, yeah, it happens every day. Now, not particularly in the area where I was talking with the person, but all over it happens every day that bail is set. So it's not clear that they're legal because they went to a magistrate. So all I want to know now, okay, we find out, all right, this is, we find out police also confirmed yesterday, okay, that a burglary at a Shallowford Road pawn shop involving more than 25 firearms is connected to Dixon's case. Police received a burglary report 5:30 a.m. Saturday, July 6th, at Double Deuce Pawn Shop on Shallowford Road. Employees found the front door had been forced opened. At least 25 firearms were stolen. It's still an active investigation, and a full inventory of missing items is incomplete. Sunday, put Dixon back up. He's dead. I think, is it Sunday? The incident that led to Dixon's death, yes, Sunday night. Have been used The incident that led to Dixon's death Sunday night began when officers attempted to pull over a car suspected to have been used in several home and vehicle burglaries over the weekend. They went on a crime spree. Large number of firearms found. Let's go back to the 4. All I want to know is, what are we going to do? Is this going to be quiet? Next week, if they would just release all 4 of these guys are legally in the country. I know. I do not care. You need to understand. I do not care what you call me. I don't care. I've been called a racist over this. Don't care. I have had if 4 white kids, I don't care. Okay? The reason I want to know is, A, are they legal? B, are they legal and mommy and daddy are not legal? They're all 17. Did mommy and daddy get them here and they are dreamers? And how, if this is this gang related, what gang or gangs affiliation do they have in Gainesville, Georgia? Now, we're just a small little news network. I know Channel 11 and all of them are going after this. But I'm going to tell you what. I said it yesterday. I'm going to say it one more time. I love my governor, okay? This is not anything to do with Governor Brian Kemp as far as being negative. But if these four are gang related, okay, and or any of these four are illegal, what are you going to do? And don't tell me, okay, you're going to throw more money at a task force. Now listen, I support men and women in law enforcement. This needs to be very clear. I am so angry this young man, Dixon, is dead and people think you could just shoot law enforcement. But you need to follow the whole entire story here where Garcia, right, was in jail just 5 days, okay, before. So don't tell me you're just going to throw some money at a task force. I know a lot of the men and women that serve on these gang task force, these different task force, drug task force. I get it. But why should they endanger themselves, put their lives at risk, and have families, moms and little kids for the rest of their lives with no mom and no dad or mom in the line of duty, just for the system to continue to fail all of us? So don't tell me you're going to just, don't come out and do a big presentation where you're creating a new task force. Because let me tell you something. You round their asses up and you send them back where they come from if they're not legal. You round their asses up and you bury them under the jail. I better get away from this. The pawn shop, 26 guns missing out of the pawn shop. I'm your host, BKP. We're going to stay after. Am I wrong? Tell me. Put my number up. Put the number up. Okay? Text me, call me, email me. All right? Social media. Now put them back up. And the question is, are you upset with me? The question I have, are these four men, 17-year-old men, allegedly involved in the killing of Deputy Dixon in Hall County, am I wrong for asking, are they legal? And am I wrong in asking if they're legal, are their parents legal? Are they dreamers, or is this gang related? So if I'm wrong, tell me, send me the message, tell me how wrong I am, but those are the questions. And also in the message, if you want to send me a message, tell me if you agree, if you want the answers too. I'm your host, BKP. Let's take a break.